Welcome to the Cape House Show, where we give you the tips, tools, and sense of humor you are going to need to get through the biggest transaction of your life. I'm Katie Clancy, CEO of the Cape House at William Ravis, and today we're going to part 2 of purchase and sale documents. Okay, so last time we talked about what is a purchase and sale, why do we have a 2-contract offer situation in Massachusetts, how does it work? This week, we're talking about the money, big questions about the money on a purchase and sale document. And we're going to give you two big frequently asked questions, one that I get from buyers and one that I get from sellers. So buyers, they often wonder I told my mortgage that I've got an 80% mortgage, which means I'm putting 20% down, but I'm putting 5% down with my purchase and sale. How does that work? All right, this is how it works. So, hey, Wheezy. So when you put the 5% down with your transaction, with your real estate transaction, that is going into an escrow account, which is a holding account, a neutral, is it really neutral? I have to think about that. It is an account that's just holding this money until the closing, okay? So if you put 5% into that escrow account at purchase and sale, it just sits there until the closing, at which time that 5% plus the additional 15% for a total of 20% goes right to your bank, and then you pay the rest of the balance of the house on your mortgage. I hope that makes sense. The second big frequently asked question that I get is from sellers. So sometimes sellers, you'll have a buyer who is putting less than 5% down, or 5% or less than 10%. At any rate, they're not putting as much down with their mortgage. This happens a lot with FHA mortgages, VA mortgages, and other low down payment mortgages, which means that your buyer doesn't have 5 or 10% to put down at purchase and sale. So as a seller, you can be like, I'm looking for a little skin in the game here. Then they're only putting 1% down. How does that make me feel like they've got they're really invested in this transaction? Here's the thing. If someone is getting a mortgage like that, and it's usually like a first-time home buyer, if someone's getting a mortgage like that, that 1%, that $2,500 or $5,000 that they're asking you to hold your house for until closing, that represents huge skin in the game for them. These are people who don't have a ton of cash. Most of the time, like the last time I saw this happen, it was the entire savings that this couple had for their preschool, for their daughter who was in preschool. Let me tell you, they're not walking away from that money, all right? So, but you really need a real estate agent who understands how that works and can prepare you for that, and can also prepare the buyer for that, to know that some sellers won't understand it, and they might be uncomfortable accepting a low purchase and sale deposit like that. But if you're well prepared and your seller is well prepared, that all should go smooth as silk. So there you go. That concludes our lessons on purchase and sale documents in Massachusetts. We have a lot more. We could talk about this all day. If you have any more questions about purchase and sale documents or anything to do with real estate on Cape Cod or anywhere else, come find us at thecapehouseteam.com.